So it's really good for your body to move in a lot of different directions in a lot of different ways. So if you're a pitcher and you're always throwing, you've got to do something that counterbalances that. So you're supporting your back, you're supporting your hamstrings, and everything isn't always launching yourself forward.
So how does this unexpected cancellation of seasons affect people's risk of injury in general? What are the risks there and the things to make sure that everyone's aware of?
Traditionally, we have preseason for a reason. It's to kind of get you used to moving, build strength and endurance. If you go from 0 to 100% really fast, yes, you have an increased risk for injury. One, because you don't have those movement patterns established, you're not creating stability as you move as well. So it's like preseason is really reminding your body of where it needs to be in space and reinforcing those skills. So I start with global skills. In that preseason, really global skills like getting back in shape for running or whatever it is, like I've got to be able to run, and I've got to be, if I'm playing soccer, I've got to be able to run for an hour and a half. So like build up the base. And then as you get closer to where you would start your season, and I think this is also good for you mentally to like kind of treat yourself like normal, like you would be starting a season. As you get closer to start your season, you have more specific drills, more specific to your position, to your sport, and that you're ready to go. So you're going to start really globally, and it's the same idea in getting towards more specificity. But the most important thing you can do is learn to listen to your body. And as an athlete, it's super, super important, right? You have to know where you are today, and your training should address that. So if you have a high stress day, learning something new, that's not your day. You're not going to work on fine motor skills.
I wanted to touch on that. There's a question that I have people ask themselves on the behavioral side in terms to get better at this, because we actually sometimes, I think, get in a pattern of ignoring that exact voice that you're talking about. Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, I think you have a really unique opportunity at this point in time to really learn to sit with yourself, and it's uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah, well, and so that's why one of the things I try to do to make it more comfortable is I'll just ask people to ask the question, what do I need right now? And like take that question for 3 or 4 days and just practice asking it, and ask it a couple times a day. Set a reminder on your phone. It says, what do I need now? That's the biggest difference to me from a behavioral perspective is right now the opportunities for athletes to shift from followers to leaders. And you got to lead yourself through some of this self-training. How am I going to do it now? You know, your coach is still there. You can call them and say, what do I do? But nobody's there knocking on the door, making sure you do it, right? You've got to do it.
Yes. And it's funny. I think it kind of comes full spectrum. A good leader also is capable of listening, right? We're taught so much in society not to trust ourselves and to like override these gut feelings, that intuition, whatever it is. We're like, no, you know, that's not true. But most often it's spot on.
So many really beautiful and amazing tips coming from all your brilliance. I'm so grateful. If you could say anything to athletes right now to really help them, is there anything else you feel like you'd want to tell them?
I think the most important thing is just like, you listen to you. If you really learn to listen to yourself, you'll know which direction to go. So, and you'll be fine. And play, have fun, enjoy yourself. You know, like if you play, you will do well. So don't take yourself too seriously, I think is the second thing. So listen to yourself, don't take yourself too seriously, and try to play as much as you can, because there, especially in such heavy times, we need more joy. You know, find the things that you love, and you love your sport. Reconnect with that. Reconnect with the fun stuff in your sport instead of the serious, like maybe mechanically driven side of your sport.
Exactly. Yep. That's why we start with that question of what do I need, and practice where you listen from so that you know how to get that answer. So thank you so much for
to my yoga classes.
I know, exactly. Yeah, you can go online and do yoga with Tim, or you can turn it on in her yoga classes, or make sure you get the resources for that so you can come join her, because there's so many people teaching virtually. So all right. Well,
it's ridiculous. So
I know.
Find who you love, and it's okay.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I super, super appreciate it. And so much good wisdom come from today. So thank you.